Hello everybody, it's Vertical Sandwich. Welcome back to Let's Play Unravel. So off the rails, this actually is gonna, I know it's gonna be a long video. It's like 18 minutes, which is long for a Deathless run, but the first 6 minutes culminates in one of the, like, I broke the level in a weird way. But this level in general is not horribly bad. We're getting to levels that have some tricky stuff in them. But one of the things about this level that I found to be really important was your choice of route. And what I decided is that, so there's a route through here that involves riding on a log. And we get the trophy for skipping that. Like, skipping that log or whatever. But I think it's actually better to skip the log in general. I think it's just the better route through the level. So yeah, you're supposed to go up here and open this door and get a log down and then ride it. But then you have to worry about where the log is and how your pace is going and if you're keeping up with the log, and it doesn't work well. It doesn't work well at all. This is far easier because the log kind of becomes irrelevant all the way. Although there is one thing you're gonna want to do, without a doubt. So you get to here, you're gonna have to rappel down, and then you'll have to swing out. And you're gonna want to tie onto here, because otherwise, if you miss, you won't be able to pull yourself back up. Like, and get yourself out of the water quick enough to keep yourself from dying. So, we made it that time. But if you fall, you'll realize that tying there, you'll realize I was right. Okay, so now, as a reminder, that's what's supposed to happen there, right? It's very simple. Now, the next part is going to be the piston machine thing. And so this is a little problematic. But we were fine. First half's fine. Alright. So, aside from the death, that's the way the level's supposed to go. Right, all pretty straightforward. So at this point I had attempted this level, I don't know, 6, 7, maybe 8 times. Like, I died in the water a couple times. I was getting pretty bored with all of this. I was trying to do it as fast as possible. And that's how I ended up breaking everything. Which I hope is what this video is leading. I think I got it on the attempt after this. But this was a good attempt, and then I literally broke the level. It's crazy what happened. It's funny that this level is is so calm, and kind of that water wheel stuff is so the opposite of that. And later, you know, I mean, we're gonna get to some levels where nothing at all is calm, but yeah, there's a good margin of error for missing that and then getting on back up onto that grate. I actually did try doing this level with the log, like once or twice, and was just like, this is way harder. Okay, so far so good. But the level's already broken. Look at that chain. That chain should not be doing that. And then the whole chain just falls down here, and everything's just like crazy glitching out. Like, yeah, it was nuts. Absolutely nuts. It's like that chain didn't load right at all. I didn't notice it in the playthrough. I just noticed it falling and was just like, none of this stuff should be down here. And then luckily I got the Deathless run right after that. So the next 11 minutes should be, you know, it. And we also got the only yarn tie-off skip I think I've ever gotten. Or the only yarn spool skip I've ever gotten in the game. Because I think the game is made. The intended strategies of the game are to never be able to skip a spool of yarn. You have to get to every they act as checkpoints, and they clearly, you know, the puzzles are built to keep you from doing things that involve you skipping areas where yarn would have to be, and it's a pretty brilliant way to make a game, you know, super linear. Which, since this is essentially a storytelling game, it works. So see, that's how badly you can do that jump and not have to worry about it. And I was a little worried about it. I actually took a little I took a little more time than I normally would. I was like a little more careful because I just didn't want whatever had happened with that chain to happen again. Again, I didn't realize that it hadn't loaded right and that it was already broken when I walked over there. But it was. I mean, video games, no matter how cinematic and beautiful and thematically put together they are still computer programs. But it almost looks like the wheel never spawned in. And so there was this chain that was supposed to interact with another part of the level, and then just didn't. Alright, So you're supposed to tie here and then go all the way across, and there's a spool over there. And I got up here right away. So I never went up to get the other, because I was like, well, do I want to go backwards? And I was like, well, why would I do that? That's just more opportunity for me to hurt myself. So there you go. So my yarn never goes all the way across. Not intended, but it would not be a hard thing to replicate. Like, if that's the way you wanted to do it, it wouldn't be hard. So, you can probably kill yourself with this wheel. I did not experience wheel death at all. But the wheel certainly seems like the kind of thing that could murder you. It certainly has some interesting physics. When you try to jump over it, it will roll back and do things you don't want it to do. Yeah, look at this. Look at this pain in the butt. Yeah, and then you're clearly not meant to pull it. If you let it go, it'll go all the way back. I don't know why I didn't just... Yeah, this is obviously the intended solution. But the problem is I'm a stubborn jerk a lot of the times. Well, a lot of the time. Probably both are correct. A lot of the times, a lot of the time. Okay. That's where we want our wheel. I'm sure if you could find a way to be in its path here, like, it would definitely murder you. And I hate this puzzle. I really don't like this puzzle. I mean, the idea is you have to go down here and you want to tie here so that you're not tying that down. And then you can go get a rock and push it up and then climb back up to it. Like, but it for some reason, these premises that we use every time we play the game, for some reason, they fail me in this particular puzzle. Like, I don't know what it is about this puzzle that made it hard for me to grasp how it worked. But, I didn't have, I mean, I really had to think about it. It's one of the few puzzles in the game where I really had to think about how I understand the rules of the game. And now, this thing becomes all about falling rocks and stuff. This is where you don't... I mean, there are several places, obviously, where you don't want to take a death. In fact, the whole point of this run is to never take a death. But this one is the one that is kind of the most disappointing, is to just take a death here. You just have to avoid a couple rocks. They never change. Their timing is always the same. But like that. You very easily just take yourself out there. And I actually did have a Deathless run. Get all the way up to the last rock fall. And without a doubt, that is the meanest experience you can go through in this game. Or in this level. Yep, I had one run that I had one run that didn't get under the next, like, lip in enough time. Or, like, didn't stay. Like, you need to get under that little ridge. And just stand there. And I had one run where I didn't do it. And that rock killed me. And then I had another run where I forgot about what you need to do right here. And so this thing coming down killed me. And both of those are heartbreakers. Because after this, it's some platforming that seems kind of dangerous, but it's pretty standard for the game. Right? Like, you're just going to swing and select, and yeah, that's going to fall, and you can go pretty much right away. And then everything else is kind of standard. The only thing that's a little tricky is how you're aiming at these. Because they're actually pretty, you don't think that you can probably stand on that bridge down there, that little wire bracket. It looks like background. It doesn't look like something that you can stand on. And then this thing over here is obviously meant to mess you up. You can tie off on any of these grapples though. And, if you're quick enough, you just hang if you missed. But like that's what this puzzle's meant to do to you, is drop you right there. But now from here on out, there's no danger. This level is finished. Alright. We get the last memory, and then we'll get our missing piece. And that's it. That's Off the Rails, Deathless. So I've got one more of these in the batch that I recorded all together, and we'll be doing that one next. And then I've got to start working on this game some more. So I'll see you guys for that. And thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Bye, everybody.